It begins in silence. Not the kind that fills a quiet room, but a silence behind your eyes, so subtle, so deeply wired into your brain that you've never noticed it. It's not a blink. It's not a pause. It's a disappearance. Every time your eyes leap from one point to another, whether scanning a room, reading this sentence, or catching a glimpse of movement in your periphery, you perform what scientists call a saccade. It sounds clinical, almost robotic. But these tiny eye jumps are the fastest movements your body can make. And when they happen, your visual world goes dark. You just don't realize it. Your brain edits out the blur. It silences the chaos. It hides the very motion of your own eyes from you. Imagine living inside a film where every camera cut is invisible. That's your life. But now new research reveals something stranger. If anything in the outside world moves like your eyes do during a saccade, your brain erases that too. It's not just your eyelids that can blind you. Your eye movements themselves can make reality vanish. Your eyes aren't still, not even for a second. Even when you believe you're staring straight at something, a flower, a face, a full moon, your eyes are dancing, jerking, and adjusting. These quick flicks are saccades, and you perform them tens of thousands of times per day. They last just milliseconds. But in that instant, the image your retina receives is a chaotic blur. And yet, you don't see the smear. How? The answer has long been a mystery. One theory was that during saccades, the brain simply suppresses visual input, a kind of internal blink. Another theory suggested the brain stitches together images from before and after the saccade, editing out the in-between like a lazy film director skipping the transition shot. But recent research out of TU Berlin adds a darker twist. It's not just your brain ignoring the blur. It's enforcing a rule, a speed limit for perception. If something in the world moves faster than your eyes typically do during a saccade, it becomes invisible. Not blurry, not smeared, gone. Now, let's run a mental experiment. Imagine you're watching a chipmunk dart across your backyard. You're still. The chipmunk is fast, very fast. Suddenly, it seems to flicker and vanish for a moment before reappearing. What just happened? According to the study in Nature Communications, if that chipmunk, or anything else, moves in a way that mimics the speed and pattern of a saccade, your visual system may simply erase it. It's not a trick of the eye. It's a limitation hardwired into your perception. It's as if your brain whispers, "This can't be real. Ignore it." The researchers created artificial stimuli that moved just like a saccade while participants held their eyes still. Result? The stimuli disappeared from conscious awareness. They had become too fast to see. In other words, there is a precise threshold beyond which motion is not just hard to track. It's impossible to perceive. This leads to a deeply unsettling conclusion. You're not seeing everything that's happening. Your brain filters motion not only by what your eyes can detect, but by what they usually do. It's like your brain is calibrated to expect a certain kind of motion, its own. And when the outside world mimics that, it mistakes it for noise. Junk data, something to be deleted. Now imagine this. A bird flits past, a car zips by, or a thief snatches a purse and dashes off at an angle that mirrors your eye's own natural jump. Could you have missed it entirely? Could your own visual system have blinded you? Yes. In rare cases, the very mechanics that allow you to see the world clearly also allow you to miss it entirely. Here's the illusion we live under, that our sight is a continuous stream of reality, a stable window into the world. But that's just not true. Your vision is more like a movie projected frame by frame. Between the frames, between the saccades, you are blind. Scientists have long understood this, but the new twist is that this blindness isn't passive. It's strategic. Your brain chooses not to see. It has learned that certain speeds, certain motion profiles, aren't worth the cognitive effort, so it deletes them. This is why the world doesn't blur like a handheld video camera every time you shift your gaze. Your brain edits the chaos. But here's the haunting part. In doing so, it may also erase real things. Now consider this. Not everyone's eyes move the same way. Some people, elite athletes, Top gamers, sharp-eyed photographers, make faster, more precise saccades than the average person. Their brains are used to higher speed motion. That means their personal speed limit for perception is set higher. In other words, their world contains more. They may literally see more of what's happening around them, not because their eyes are more sensitive, but because their brains are calibrated to allow faster motion in. A baseball player seeing the ball slow down isn't just a metaphor. He might actually be seeing it when you would not. Suddenly, performance in fast reaction sports, video games, even battlefield awareness takes on a new dimension. The line between training and biology blurs. Who you are, what you can do, might depend on how fast your eyes move. Why would evolution design us to miss something? One word: efficiency. Imagine your brain trying to track every single flicker, blur, and streak of motion each time your eyes jump. It would be an overload, a flood of irrelevant information, motion sickness, confusion, paralysis. Instead, nature chose another path: delete the blur, hide the noise, prioritize stability. And it works beautifully. You see a stable world, not a spinning one. You read fluidly. You focus. But there's a cost. Reality may slip through the cracks. In prioritizing stability, the brain makes calculated sacrifices. It chooses coherence over completeness. It chooses sense over truth. If your brain erases motion that mimics your own saccades, does that mean you could hallucinate stability? Could you look at something that's actually moving and perceive it as still? In certain controlled conditions, yes. There's even a term for it in neuroscience: motion blindness. And this new research adds a new flavor to the idea. It's not a defect. It's not a disorder. It's standard operating procedure. That flicker you didn't catch in the corner of your eye, the shadow that seemed to teleport, the flash that felt too quick to be real, they might have been real. You just weren't allowed to see them. Lead researcher Martin Rolfs puts it simply: the limits of seeing are not just defined by biophysical constraints, but also by the actions and movements that impose changes on the sensory system. Translation: what you do affects what you see. It's a radical shift. Traditionally, vision science treated the eye like a passive camera. But Rolfs and his team argue that perception is active, driven not just by light and biology, but by movement. Your actions shape your senses. The architecture of perception is kinematic. It's built on motion. Your ability to see is not just a function of light. It's a dance between muscles and neurons, between expectation and deletion. So what is the world like? The world that lives just beyond your visual speed limit. It's a world of blurs you'll never notice, of fast things rendered invisible, of motion filtered by the blueprint of your own eyes. It's not science fiction. It's science now, and it raises deep questions. How much of our reality is real? How much is curated by our brains? If two people with different eye movement profiles look at the same fast-moving object, do they see the same thing? Or has reality become subjective? Could we train ourselves to perceive faster? Could we build technology to reveal what we miss? Could there be entire categories of natural motion, animal, mechanical, or even environmental, that we've never truly seen? What does this all mean for our understanding of the human mind? It means we've been fooling ourselves. We thought vision was about clarity, sharpness, high-definition detail. But it's not. Vision is about choices. The brain's choices. What to show, what to hide, what to smooth over, what to delete. And the scariest part? You never get to vote. You might leave this video feeling a little uneasy. Good. The next time your eyes flick from a bird to a branch, or from one word to the next, remember, you are blind, briefly. Blind in the most literal way. And the next time something moves so fast that you doubt it was ever there at all, maybe it was. Maybe your brain just threw it away. Because somewhere, out there, in the folds between your saccades, there is a world that moves too fast for your eyes to see. And it's gone in a saccade.